The border in these parts can get complicated. The line runs pretty close to right down the middle of this road. Houses on one side are in Canada, on the other they're in the U.S.
He can't relate to a lot of things. I don't think he has any inkling.
Stansted, Quebec, and Derby Line, Vermont are in many ways one community. And on both sides of the line,
it's on everybody's mind.
Tariffs are an issue.
How can it help the economy? It won't. It's going to make things worse.
Now, there is one place here with two addresses, one in each country. The local library was built in 1901, literally straddling the border. That tape on the floor is actually the border line. Well, Donald Trump's new Secretary of Homeland Security visited last week. Kristi Noem was meeting local border guards and dropped by the library.
I gave her the tour.
Volunteer Kathy Converse says she was taken aback by what Noem did crossing the tape.
She stepped over, a couple of her crew too, stepped over the line and said, 51st state. It was insulting. And I'm American.
So as much as I know the media would love to stick around for the Q&A, they're not going to be able to do that.
The doors were closed, but the mic was still on.
But Mr. Trump has it in mind that one of the easiest ways of doing that is absorbing her. And it is a real thing. In my conversation with him
The CBC News camera didn't capture all of Trudeau's remarks about annexation, but the Toronto Star captured more, and he made it clear he didn't believe the tariffs were about trade or drugs or migrants. I suggest that not only does the Trump administration know how many critical minerals we have, but that may be even why they keep talking about absorbing us and making us the 51st state, he told the room. They're very aware of our resources, of what we have, and they very much want to be able to benefit from those. Business mogul Arlene Dickinson was in the room with Trudeau as a member of his advisory council, and she says his remarks align with her own thinking.
I think my belief is very strongly, and has been, I've articulated this many times in my posts and my discussions with people, that I do believe the objective of Donald Trump is to take over our resources.
Trudeau has reportedly made similar comments privately to premiers, raising questions about how long the government has viewed this as Trump's endgame.
There could be questions to the Prime Minister and to other ministers who are involved. When did you know this was a serious thing? Did you know he wasn't joking that first time? Like, what's really been going on behind the scenes here?
What I'd like to see, Canada become our 51st state.
The U.S. president has been open about wanting to use economic force to annex Canada. He's threatened close ally Denmark with war if it doesn't hand over Greenland.
I don't think that sovereignty is a concept that troubles Donald Trump a whole lot. He thinks this is an artificially drawn border. And so I think just this kind of blows the doors off of everything and really kind of opens up like really strange conversations about how we will protect our sovereignty.
Canada made a show of activity at the border, trying to prove it's serious about drugs and migrants to address Trump's stated concerns.
He needed to be able to say there was a threat to the United States. That comes in the form of fentanyl and border protection. And so it is a distraction. It is something that needs to be dealt with, but it's a distraction from what he really then talks about, which is access to our resources and access to having Canada be part of the United States.
We saw the Canadian government invite media to two events at different parts of the border to showcase its helicopter patrols. So Trudeau's strategy seems to be to give the U.S. what it says it wants on drugs, on border security, while at the same time being aware that they may just be pretexts.